our afternoon program. We have 2 speakers left, and I can think of a great speaker for after lunch. So, Teresa Picelli.
Yay! All right, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Teresa Picelli. I've been in the workers' compensation space for 27 years now. I do consultant work, I do speaking work. I've had the pleasure of speaking with your group before, and I wanted to just thank you so much for letting me come back and talk with you again. I enjoy you guys so much. It's so nice to see you again. And for those, again, that don't know me, I get really passionate about what I do. And for those of you, again, who don't know me, the name of my company is Pure Enthusiasm. And can I have a round? Anybody know me? No, that's true? Anybody? No? Yeah, she's like, yeah, I got you. I have a witness right back there. With me today is Robert Dill. Robert's the president of Soteria, which is a business of well-being. I met Rob probably about 2.5 years ago as we started working through our workers' compensation information and data. We started realizing we have more to this picture than just workers' compensation. There's actually a whole bunch of stuff going on in the process. Now, Rob has a company called Soteria, which is I should probably let you describe this, but it's an offshoot of a word that means, a Greek word that means well-being. So when we talk about well-being, when I'm talking to you today about workers' compensation, we know about injuries, but we also have to start talking and have a dialogue about health trend management, which talks about what are we really doing in our society and for individuals, because all of us are workers at some level. All of us have injuries at some level, but we also are all people, right? And we have health needs, and we have health issues. So when we're talking about solutions, we know that intellectuals can actually solve problems, but geniuses prevent them. Well, human capital and the pieces that live on the other side of human capital, is this not our world today? Do we not live in these silos? Do we not have a silo that's just workers' compensation? And do we not have that silo that has absolutely no bridge when it comes to employee benefits and human capital? Would you agree this is our world? Yes. It's a painful world for me, because we also have to look at what we're doing on our medicine side. Because do we not also have a silo in our occupational medicine and a silo in major medical and actual general medicine? Do you feel that just as an individual? That's a challenge, because here we are, Joe Lunchbucket, and we have all of these different disparate places to go for all of this information. We have all of these different places, all of this different stuff to do. And oftentimes we don't have the ability to capture where we've been. How many of you know what kind of medical care you received in 2004? Thinking. 1996? Anybody? I had my doctor remind me I had surgery in 1996. I did? No, I didn't. No, I don't think so. I don't think that was then. And Joe Lunchbucket isn't going to remember that. But what if those medical conditions actually impact what's going on with him or her during a work-related injury? Claims people. How many times have you heard the words, "This has been a combined condition with a comorbid," that has nothing to do with you as a work comp person, but has everything to do with that human being? True? That's what we're here to talk about today. I'm going to take you on a journey, and Rob's going to help me, because we have to figure out how to bridge this gap. We have to learn how to have that communication between HR and risk management, which traditionally has been very separate. We have to learn how to get on fire about how to bring those two pieces together, because I will guarantee you, the fact is, on our workers' compensation spend, on the severity of our claims, is worsening tremendously because of comorbid conditions. We're going to talk about that in length and give you some examples. So we have a gap, do we not, between occupational medicine and between general medicine. So work comp and wellness. Ooh, wellness. Ooh, everybody talks about that. We have to resolve that. So what are employees really needing from you? What are they really focused on? No. Do you remember the pushback we got when it came to trying to develop a safety committee? It was impossible. What? No, we are not going to do a safety committee. Are you kidding? We are looking at employees who need from us as employers and as vendors the ability to create a healthy culture. Just like we built a safety culture. And I say we, because on the workers' compensation side, we have it wired. We've already done all the heavy lifting. We built a safety program. Why is it, do you think, that we've allowed the human resource folks, no offense, love my HR people, love them, but why are they trying to run a health and wellness program when we've already mastered how to do it on the safety side of the house? It's just a thought. Think about that. We're going to come back to it. What challenges do our employers face? What challenges are you facing right this second? Do you have any actionable data? You're thinking, what is actionable data? Statistics? Do I know how many of my claims are actually combined with a comorbid condition? I don't know. How many of the folks that we actually returned to work stayed at work and became successful? I don't know. What kind of return on investment did we get for that program? Oh, we know the answer to that. We know, believe me? Let me show you how much more. You see that top rung? Oh wait, I have a pointer. Is this it? Yeah, see this? No comorbidity, these are my costs right here. But if my worker smoked, oh wow. And if they had hypertension, it's about the same. Diabetes, about the same. Obesity, which is rampant, wow. And depression that came along with it. But is there any doubt in your mind about where that number's going? Because those are claims with increasing comorbid conditions. And do you know how that compounding interest works? We're kind of in that compounding interest phase, where it's exploding. What was the number? Who's got the most latest number on obesity in our United States? Just our United States. 35%. And where's it headed? Higher. Are they going through the roof? Look at them. Are you looking at your actionable data? Because if you're really looking, you're going to see that hypertension, of all things, hypertension is driving some claim costs for you. Diabetes, drug abuse, we all know about. That's the hot ticket item right now. Everybody's focused on the drugs. Well, trust me, the drugs are there to deal with a whole bunch of other issues. Because if I'm 400 pounds, if I was 325 pounds, some of you who know me know that's where I was, and I injured my knee, am I going to be taking drugs just because of my knee? Or am I taking drugs now because I've enhanced the pain in my knee based on all the weight that that knee now has to carry? I'm not being mean. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying the fact is these costs are growing. So what are those comorbid conditions? Obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, nicotine use, degenerative disc disease, sound familiar? Depression, arthritis, spinal stenosis. Oh, Teresa, so sorry to say this, but your low back strain is combined with spinal stenosis, and you are the major contributing cause of the need for treatment. Our job made that condition worse. But what if we had the ability to work with our health and safety folks and our HR folks to be truly proactive and preventative, to truly take care of our human capital, to truly look at our worker in a holistic well-being? What if then? What if we could do that? So I'm going to give you a scenario, my wonderful workers' compensation adjusters and team, because I know you're going to love this, and I want you to call out. So Rob is going to start calling out questions because I can feel it. I can feel it from over there. The questions are just brewing in Rob right now. I'm going to give you this scenario, and I'm going to give you a little more history about how Rob and I started working together and why. So here we go. In June of 2012, I had a 56-year-old housekeeper. She slips and falls while she's pushing her cart, and she breaks her leg in 3 places. Got that? I see your questions are already starting to brew. Estimated disability for most of us on a very normal everyday claim would be what? ODG would tell us what? Maybe 4 to 6 weeks. We'll do a nice little guess. We know she's 5'4", she's 220 pounds. We take that little note in our little notes that we make. She remains off work. Why? Because there's a non-union of the fractures. What are your concerns? Diabetic? Osteoporosis? Smoker, nice.
Alcoholism.
What?
Alcoholism.
Alcoholism, nice. Vitamin deficiencies. What are you as a work comp adjuster going to do about it? Oh. You have a question there, Mr. Dill?
I do, thank you, Teresa. Pacelli being Italian,
talking fast. My relatives are Missouri corn farmers, so I try to bring balance to the equation here. Can you hear me okay back there? So, generally speaking, all those comorbid conditions, what do you do with them? You just push them back, say that's not my problem. Am I correct? Not always. Well, talk to me. What are you going to do?
Always. A lot of times it's just a matter of getting the doctors to separate them out as to what's contributing to the non-union fractures.
All right, getting the doctor to separate for you what's occupational, what's non-oc, all that good
Not
stuff.
so much just what's occupational non-op, it's what's not contributing to the fractures. Of
Right.
all the other issues, which of them are not contributing, what is causing these fractures to non-union? So once you've got that, at least then you know where you've got your base to work from, to work on getting this little healing point back.
Okay. So what's, to help you identify what's your problem and what's not your problem in this claim, right? Okay.
Okay.
So I'll hand back here. Did you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I would say once they're ready for both rehab, I'd work with their vocational rehab counselor to see about an exercise program.
All right, very good. So at least we get them back to work and hopefully work on create a program where it doesn't happen again, right? Okay, so that's preventative in nature. Maybe a little bit hampered relative to this kind of injury. So,
Quite frankly, if I see this going on, I'm gonna jack the reserves up.
jack the reserves.
Jack the reserves, what? You mean would they look something like this, Terry? Do these look at all familiar to anyone? Now you can argue with me about reserves all day long. I can hear the supervisors already going at it. But basically true, tell me this is true or false. On a claim that doesn't have any conditions that would be comorbid conditions, wouldn't you reserve this for about $36,000? Ish. This is a real claim for me. This reserve right now, it was $210 when we first put this together. You want to guess how much it is today? How much? $450. Oh, you're killing me. Oh man, I hope I don't get that high. Right now we're at $285,000. $285,000. Was any of that really my problem? We can probably just turn it off. Any of that really my problem? Not really, right? Because what did we really deal with? We're really dealing with osteoporosis. But we, when I say that, we, occupational health, we have all the pieces. We really do. When we start talking about healthcare, you heard healthcare earlier today. I know I heard several of you say you totally walked away with tummy aches. When we talk about healthcare and healthiness, we want to keep the healthy healthy. And we talk about these folks as far as wellness and disease management and prevention. Who does that really better than occupational health? Not anybody. So I want to know who wants to be unhappy and unhealthy and unproductive. How many? Go ahead. Right here. Unhappy. None? Really? Are you sure? How about happy, healthy, and productive? Anybody? Anybody? Happy, healthy? Good? Excellent? Then tell me this. Why do we spend 95% of our dollars on the sick? Why do we spend 95% of all the money we do goes to premature sickness, disability, and death? And we fight like crazy for the 5% that we're trying to do to keep ourselves healthy. Help me with that. Am I in Fantasy Island again? Because that's what's making us crazy. I want to get him more money. So we don't have to spend the rest of that money on our stuff, all right, on our work comp stuff. Because our employers are not going to stay in business. Do you understand that? Economically, a self-insured employer cannot